The SVI Sports Network returns now with more live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports.
Welcome to beautiful Green River, Wyoming, Lisa's Christmas dream destination. Flaming Gorge
Please
Classic.
send me somewhere.
The Flaming Gorge Classic. The Bear Lake Bears and the girls team starting off the day for us, taking on the Mountain View Buffaloes. The girls team beat Evanston yesterday in the first game of the tournament for Bear Lake, and that final score, I have it right here, was 60-34. Bears playing a little bit short-handed in this tournament. Sadie Shaw in a walking boot right now. She hurt her ankle the other day, and she will be back in a couple weeks, but for now, not playing. And so they still got a big win yesterday, 60-34, looking to go 2 for 2 against Mountain View. Mountain View on the year is currently 4-0. Bear Lake 6-1. Mountain View 4-0. And the Buffalo have wins over. I had it here just a second ago. Let me pull it back up. They have wins over Farson Eden, Rich in Utah, Cokeville, and Big Piney. Doesn't have a game in here for them yesterday, so I'm not sure if they played in the tournament yesterday. But so 4-0 versus 6-1. Bear Lake looking to continue their winning ways. Bear Lake's lone loss on the season coming to the number 1 ranked Sugar Salem Diggers. That game was in Sugar Salem, 36-32 final score in that one. Bears will have a chance to avenge that loss at home on January 3rd at the end of this Christmas break. Starting lineups out on the court right now for Bear Lake. They're going 4 of the 5 of the way they've started every game this year. Hallie Wells, number 32, will jump it up. Number 11, Emery Walker, out there with her, as well as number 10, Taisley Neal. Number 24, Peyton Crockett, and starting in place of the injured Sadie Shaw is number 20, Brooke Bamey. So Bears looking forward to this matchup. Jumping it up for Mountain View is going to be Cavallo versus Wells, and Wells controls the tip to Crockett. Crockett over to Walker, and we're on our way to Brooke Bamey on the logo out between the circles. Now over on the wing, it goes to Taisley Neal. Neal will go around the screen, dribble hand off to Wells, now to Bamey, and back to Wells. Bamey hands it back to Wells. Wells back to Bamey, sorry, and now to Crockett. Crockett on the wing to Wells. Wells with a foot on the line for a long 2, no good. Rebound goes to Mountain View. That was Porter with that rebound, and she brings it into the front court. On the wing, cross-court pass now inside. Quickly, double team, comes back out to Porter. Porter underneath, shot up, no good. That was Cavallo. Follow, no good. Cavallo gets the rebound again. She goes up, she misses, but she's fouled. She'll go to line, she'll shoot a pair. So quick trip to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line.
That foul goes on Crockett. That'll be her first.
I'm surprised. I would have called that on Wells myself, but we'll go with it.
I didn't see it. Can't comment.
Cavallo's first one up and no good. Jacobson Mountain Air, for all your heating and air conditioning needs, get a hold of Justin Jacobson Mountain Air. Cavallo 0 for 1, has a chance to start the scoring and misses. Rebound. It goes finally to Emery Walker. She gets the outlet pass to Bamey. Bamey will bring the ball in the front court, set up the offense for Bear Lake. Second possession for the Bears. Neal with it on the elbow. She'll go around the screen. In fact, instead she'll go baseline. Cross court in the corner to Bamey. Bamey out to Walker. Walker for 3. Yes! First make of the game is a Phillips 66 U-Save 3-point bucket by Emery Walker. Phillips 66 U-Save, where your convenience is our pleasure. And there's a turnover baseline as Addison Hickey loses the ball out of bounds. It'll be Bear Lake basketball. Bear Lake has the lead 3-0, courtesy of the Phillips 66 U-Save 3-point make by Emery Walker on the last possession. Crockett with it. She'll hit Bamey in the corner. Bamey comes around the screen, stops, shoots. Good. Long 2 for Brooke Bamey. Bears up 5-0. Bamey on the scoreboard here early. Bears double team in the backcourt. They get it ahead to Hickey. Hickey. Oh, throw. It was intended inside again for Hickey. Thrown away. Bears quickly out front with it. Wells up, no good, but she's fouled. I think that'll send Hallie Wells to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line.
That foul goes on Porter, her first.
So there's a Wells out there for both teams. Number 11, Abby Wells, sophomore guard for Mountain View, and shooting for Bear Lake, sophomore post player, Hallie Wells. And the first shot for the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line is good. 6-0 in favor of the Bears. And she'll have one more. Balanced scoring so far. Bears have 6, make it 7, and 3 different players have contributed to those 7 points. Hickey over to Wells, and she loses it but gets it back near the baseline. Then she's tied up. Jump ball forced by Emery Walker. It will be Mountain View ball, but Mountain View would like a timeout. Timeout taken. We'll take it with them. It's a full. No. Okay, we're not taking it. Sorry, there's some technical issues that on the computer that I was not aware of. Still getting things set up, so we'll just keep it right here. And thank you for watching on the SVI Sports Network as the Bear Lake Bears, both the girls and boys teams here at the Flaming Gorge Classic tournament here in Green River, and then the boys are going to play in Rock Springs. We're going to tear down here, tear over to Rock Springs and get set back up and try to get the boys game on the air as quick as we can. They play St. Stephen's. That game tips off at 2:40. So this game started 9 minutes early. That was the good news. The bad news is the back-to-back games, we're going to have to hustle our bustle over to. There's a term that Nate's probably never heard. Hustle our bustle over to Rock Springs and get set up over there for the
we've
boy
learned
game.
a few new phrases and words with you today.
Yeah, if you were on the morning show this morning.
It's been an educational morning.
So Bears back out there with the same 5 that started. The 7-0 lead over Mountain View. Be Mountain View ball near midcourt after the jump ball. No shot clock over here. So shot clock won't be a factor this weekend. Hickey will trigger on the sideline for the Buffalo. And she'll get it in baseline. That's Allred. Allred over to Porter. Back to Allred. She tries to go inside. Ball's knocked away. Out of bounds. Last touched by Allred. So the Bears force another turnover without letting the shot go up. Mountain View's first possession was good as they got 3 shot attempts off before getting fouled. Since then, the Bears have forced the turnovers. Bamey in 3-point range. She'll look to around the screen from Wells. Go out top to Walker. Walker over to Neal. Neal back up top to Walker. Now to Crockett. Crockett to Walker. Walker for another Phillips 66 USAVE 3-point shot. Missed it. Brooke Bamey got the rebound. She missed. She was a little bit too far underneath. I think that shot it wasn't blocked, but affected for sure. And she misses. Rebound out of bounds off of Bear Lake. So it'll be Mountain View basketball. Substitution on the court.
Bamey.
Bamey commits the foul. The substitution was number 5, Walker.
Oh, they called that foul on Neal.
Oh. So there's a Walker on the court for both teams and a Wells on the court. Only for one team now. They subbed that. Wells was the one that subbed out. Ball goes inside to Cavolo. She gets it up and in for the first 2 points of the game for the Buffaloes. Bamey will go to Wells. Wells will look for a cutter. Instead, she goes out to Bamey. Bamey had the 3-point shot, doesn't take it. Instead, she'll drive, kick it to Neal. Neal over to Walker. Walker will get it to Wells. Thought about the 3. Instead, she tries to go underneath to Walker. Knocked away from her, but Bamey will pick it up. She comes back out top to Neal and to Walker. You can see these Bear Lake girls have the shot clock on in their head, even though there's not a shot clock here, because they start to force it after it's been a while. And that shot is blocked inside by Cavallo. Wells went up with it, but it went out of bounds. It'll still be Bear Lake basketball with 4:38 left in the first quarter. Bears lead it by a score of 7-2 over Mountain View. Ball comes into Wells. Quick 2 on the way. Long, no good. Rebound by Hickey. Hickey quickly up ahead to Cavallo, knocked away by Neal, but Cavallo will get it back. Then Bamey knocks it away, saves it inside to Wells. Great defensive play by Neal and Bamey. to knock that ball away. Quickly up ahead to Neal in the corner. She'll go to Wells. Wells will drive, kick it to Crockett. Crockett to Walker. Now the Bears slow it up. Look to Coach Wells for the play call. Out to Wells. Dribble handoff to Walker. Walker goes down the lane, hands it off to Neal. Neal with the runner. No good, but she's fouled. She'll shoot 2. Neal back to the Jacobs Mountain Air foul line.
That one goes on Porter, her second team foul.
7-2, and the Bears back at the Jacobs Mountain Air foul line with a chance to extend the lead. The big lead of the game was 7 at 7-0, and Neal misses that one off the right side of the iron. Substitutions coming in. Wells came back in for Mountain View. Porter went out for the Bears. Saxton, Alleman, and Skinner come in. Neal's second one is good. And Neal and Wells are the 2 that stay out there. Wells with it all the way to the hoop for Mountain View, up and in. Great dribbling. She avoided a couple of tacklers there. And Wells scores for the Mountain View Buffaloes, and it's 8-4. Bears doubling up by Mountain View here early. Skinner to Saxton. Saxton down the lane. Tried to kick it to Alleman. She probably should have gone up with it. It's knocked away, taken away. Hickey all the way the other way. She runs into Skinner, and they call the travel. Good defensive play but there by Skinner to force Hickey off balance, and Hickey travels with it. Another turnover. It'll be Bear Lake basketball. Some full court pressure here now by Mountain View. Saxton to Neal. Neal has it knocked away. Hickey comes up with it. So a steal there by Mountain View. Hickey, and it goes down in the corner. Allred, quick 3, no good. Rebound goes to Wells, knocked away from her, knocked away from Saxton, but Skinner gets it, and Skinner gets it out to Neal. Neal stops in three-point lane, rifles it down to Wells. It was knocked away and almost stolen by Mountain View, but Wells ended up with the ball. She'll go back to the foul line.
Wells fouled by Cavolo, her first.
That's one of those that the great defense led to a foul shot for the offense, because they had the steal, and when she tried to save it in bounds, Hickey tried to save it in bounds. Cavolo couldn't come up with it. And Wells grabbed it, shot real quick, and Cavolo commits the foul. Wells now 3 for 3 from the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Jacobson Mountain Air, for all your heating and air conditioning needs in the Bear Lake Valley, contact Jacobson Mountain Air. Wells 2 for 2, score is 10-4. As Wells, red hot from the foul line. Now Wells for Mountain View in the backcourt, nearly thrown away, but Hickey's going to come down with it. Great screen inside by Cavolo to get Hickey all the way to the hoop. That was a good move by Hickey, but Cavolo actually gets a lot of credit for that as she cleared the lane. Saxton now to Neal. Neal to Skinner. Skinner thinks about the drive. She'll go back out to Saxton on the opposite side. Now to Neal between the circles. Saxton on the corner to Neal. To Skinner. Skinner will shoot the 3. Yes!
Beautiful
Another
shot.
Phillips 66 U-Save three-point make from about the same spot as Walker's went down earlier. So that's 2 from the Jacobs Mountain Air, not the Jacobs Mountain Air, Phillips 66 U-Save three-point line.
Alleman going to pick up her first.
Phillips 66 U-Save, for where your convenience is our pleasure. And it was convenient this morning as I filled up the tires with air and the tank with gas before we headed out of town at Phillips 66 U-Save. Knocked away by Saxton, but it goes right to Cavolo, now to Wells. Hickey drives, shoots. What a shot! She got cut off. She just kind of chucked it up there, and it went in. Great left-handed looping, hooking something shot, and Skinner inside to Wells. Wells to Alleman, out to Saxton. Now over to Skinner. And to Neal. Bears being very patient on the perimeter right now. Wells will drive, kick it to Skinner. Skinner for 3. No good. Went off the rim twice. Looked like it might go down. Comes out, and Hickey comes away with it. She gets it into the front court to Wells. Wells lobs inside. It's knocked out of bounds by Wells for Bear Lake. Bamey and Crockett back in for Bear Lake. Wells and Neal will take a seat. Allred into Hickey. Hickey, nice move, can't get it to go, gets her own rebound. Goes back up with it and gets it to go. Hickey keeping them in the game. It's a 3-point game, 13-10.
Hickey with 6 points for the Buffaloes.
6 of their 10, including their last 4. Saxton has the ball knocked away temporarily, gets it back, goes to Bamey. Now back to Saxton and up top to Bamey. She'll come across and go to Skinner. Allman with the screen. And back to Bamey. Bamey will come around the Crockett screen. She'll stop. She'll shoot the 2. Missed it that time. She made that from that same spot earlier. Rebound, though, to Crockett. Crockett gets it to Skinner. Skinner shot no good. Rebound. Allman takes it away and makes it. Allman stole that ball right away from Allred and then got the bank shot to go. Pushed the Bear Lake lead back to 5 at 15-10. Oh, nearly a turnover there by Mountain View. And Coach Wells thought it should have been. I'm not sure if she kept her heels from touching the ground or not there. Lob inside to Cavallo. No good. She's fouled.
I think that's going to go on Crockett, but we'll see.
And that's why that earlier one that I thought should have gone on Wells should have stayed on Wells, because now Crockett might have
She's got 2.
second.
Yep.
Cavallo will go back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Sorry about that. You just heard me trying to take a drink. She makes this one. She missed her first 2. It's now a 4-point game at 15-11. So the USA Phillips 66 3 ball has been big for Bear Lake. And the foul line, big for both teams, as Cavallo goes 2 for 2. And it's a 3-point game at 15-12. We got 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Skinner with it. She's looking for a cutter. Instead, she'll dribble back out to the top and go to Saxton on the elbow. Saxton will come across the top back to Skinner. Skinner's going to drive baseline. And she's pushed and fouled.
That goes on Allred, her first 4th team foul for the Buffaloes.
So with 15.5 seconds left, Bears will have it on their own baseline. No foul shots this trip yet. Saxton back to Skinner on the baseline. Out to Saxton, 10 seconds left. Now to Skinner. Skinner looking for a cutter. Instead, she'll come back to Crockett. Now to Saxton, down to 4 seconds left. Now to Skinner, to Bamey. Bamey's going to have to launch the 3. No good at the buzzer. Got a decent look at it, but missed it off the back rim. And after one quarter, the Bears lead it by a score of 15-12. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug. Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And by KVSI The Wave, the Bear Lake Valley's hit music station on 105.3 FM.
This is your home for Bear Lake Bears basketball, live on SVI Media and The Wave, all a part of the SVI Sports Network.
15-12 on the Bears Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Bears come out with Walker, Bamey, Crockett, Wells, and Neal to start the second quarter. Bears took the lead early at 7-0. And Walker with a quick 3 ball off the front of the rim, long rebound, goes into the hands of Linford. And here comes the Buffalo. The Bears got out to the early lead. Ever since then, the Buffalo fought right back in. And they'll have a chance again from the foul line. Cavallo will go to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line.
That foul goes on
Emery Walker for the Bear Lake Bears. Cavallo makes her 3rd in a row. She's now 3 out of 5. Jacobson Mountain Air for all your heating and air conditioning needs. Proud to support Bear Lake basketball. 15-12. And 15-13, down to just a 2-point game. Now, 1-point game, sorry, 15-14. So Bears led it 7-0. And the Buffalo have fought all the way back to make it just a 1-point game. Neal has the ball knocked away, but she gets it back. Now she gets it to Walker, now to Wells. Dribble handoff to Bamey. Bamey to Walker. Out to Neal. Neal to Bamey. Bamey to Wells. Wells step back to the 3. No good off the back of the iron. And a rebound. Taken down by Porter. She quickly up ahead to Cavolo. Ball's knocked away, still loose, still on the ground, but Cavolo's going to come up with it. She throws it away, gets it into the hands of Bamey. Bamey will slow it up to Crockett. Crockett all the way down the lane, though, up and in. Peyton Crockett with a nice move to take it strong to the hoop. Score the bucket, 17-14. Her first 2 points of the game, and then Emery Walker steals the pass at the other end. Walker is going to go the other way, and they call an offensive foul.
That'll be her second.
And good position there. And so Walker got the steal as she tried to convert at the other end, picks up her second foul. She joins Peyton Crockett now with 2. So 2 Bear Lake starters with 2 fouls each. Porter with 2 fouls as well out there. And now in the corner it goes to Walker. And taken away by Bamey. Up top, she had a chance to push it. She slows it up, and now knocked away and out of bounds. As Bamey had the ball knocked away from her, she had to slow it up a little bit. It'll be Bear Lake basketball on the baseline.
Hickey coming back into the game, replacing Linford.
So Bear Lake will inbound baseline. Walker comes into Crockett. Crockett out to Bamey, and Bamey will set the play. Now up top to Crockett. Crockett will hand it to Walker. Walker baseline to Wells. Wells tries to go inside. Instead, she comes back out to Crockett. Crockett will just have to tip it back outside to Neal, and the Bears will reset with 6:08 left in the first half. Bears with a 3-point lead and the basketball. Dribble handoff goes to Bamey, now to Wells. And nearly taken away, but Neal will get it. Neal will shoot it. Neal will miss it. Rebound, still on the floor. Finally controlled by Mountain View. And Walker hit the floor hard for Mountain View. She gets up, she's okay. And she now has the ball in the front court, lobs it into Cavolo. And Cavolo forces it up and is fouled. No matter who that goes on to, it's going to be their third.
That goes on Walker.
She was being double teamed in there by Walker and Crockett. So when the foul call happened, you knew it was going to be the third on one of the two of them. Cavolo misses this one from the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. She made 4 in a row, and now she's missed one, so she's 4 out of 7.
Court Skinner replacing Walker. And on the other side of the floor, Walker leaves the court. And coming in for her,
Wells, I believe, number 11.
Thank you.
Both Wellses are out there. Both Walkers are on the bench. Bamey with the basketball. And now to Crockett, to Skinner. Skinner with the dribble handoff to Neal. Neal with the runner down the lane. A little bit long. Rebound is taken down by Porter for Mountain View. 2-point game. Mountain View can tie or take the lead. Nice move by Hickey.
Wow.
And she ties it up, and she's going to go to the line. She'll have a chance to give them the lead.
it was a falling Euro step.
And it sends her to the line, to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. And that one goes on Crockett, so now she has 3. Walker has 3. I'm sure they're done for the first half.
Alleman coming in for Crockett.
Crockett not happy about that call. She's not sure that, not saying there wasn't a foul, but she just didn't think it was on her. But Hickey will go to the line. She'll have a chance to give Mountain View their first lead of the game, and she does at 18-17. So the Bears led it 7-0. And it's been 18-10 Buffaloes since then as they take the lead for the first time in the game. Hallie Wells gives it to Skinner. Skinner to Neal. Back to Skinner at the top, now to Wells. Wells down the lane all the way to the hoop. Her shot's blocked, but she's fouled. She'll go to the foul line. That one's going to go on Cavallo. Her first of
Second.
Second of the game. Sorry, first team foul of the quarter is what I meant to say there. 4 team fouls on Bear Lake in the quarter. That's the first one on the Buffaloes, but Wells back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Jacobs Mountain Air getting their advertising dollars paid for here in this first half. And
Cavallo coming out of the game.
Foul.
Walker in for her.
Foul trouble adding up for both teams. Now 2 starters for the Buffaloes with 2 fouls, 2 starters with Bear Lake for 3 fouls. Wells will make the second, so she goes 1 out of 2, and we're tied at 18. Walker with the ball in the backcourt, now to Wells for Mountain View. Over to Allred, inside to Porter. She's fouled. She'll go to the line, she'll shoot 2.
Alleman picking up her second foul.
So these officials are calling it close over here. I have no problem with the foul calls. I've agreed with pretty much every one. In fact, they could have called a couple more. But these are calls that a lot of times don't get called. And you're seeing that, the effect of that, as Porter makes the first. I'm going to be very curious about the foul shooting statistics when we get to halftime. As it's 19-18, Mountain View in the lead. And she misses the second one, but Allred sneaks in there and gets the rebound for Mountain View. Wells with it on the perimeter, now up top to Porter. Back to Wells. Ball's knocked away from her by Bamey, but it goes to Porter, now to Allred. And Alleman tips it, but it goes in the hand of Walker. Hickey, no rebound to Walker for Mountain View, and then she travels with it. Wells actually travels with it. Turnover on the Buffalo. And it will be Bear Lake basketball. Bear Lake trails by 1, 19-18. 4:24 left here in the first half. Bears trail by just 1. Bamey will go to Alleman on the wing. Alleman looking inside to Wells. Not there. She'll go back to Bamey. 3-second call. So Hallie Wells was trying to get position inside, and Hickey wasn't having it. And Wells commits the turnover. And Bamey nearly steals it away from Wells on the inbound on the other end. Quickly up ahead, into the corner. Allred will shoot a 3 off balance, but it into the hands of Hickey. Hickey goes up with it, no good. Rebound, though, to Porter. Porter gets the easy bucket. I think the Bears are kind of getting gun shy on the rebounds because of all the foul calls, and it showed right there. Bamey brings the ball into the front court.
What do we got, a warning?
I think a warning on Coach Wells. And I think what he's asking, he's saying, hey, we're getting foul calls all over the place at one end, and then our guard's getting bumped around at the other end.
Okay, Julie Saxton coming in for Bamey.
So no technical there, but they did stop play to give him a warning. Skinner to Trigger. She gets in the corner to Wells. Wells out to Saxton. Saxton back to Skinner. Now to Saxton, top of the key, looking to Wells on the foul line extended. She'll go back to Saxton. Saxton gets cut off baseline. She'll come back up top. Now she'll go to Wells on the baseline. Wells gets cut off baseline, but she gets it to Skinner. Skinner going to drive all the way in, hook it up, and no good. A rebound to Porter. Good shot there, just doesn't go. Hickey quickly with it into the front court. Hickey gets to the offensive foul.
They gave her an offensive foul. Who was that went on?
So Neal,
Hickey?
Yeah, Hickey commits the foul. Neal took the foul. Great position. And Hickey's gone in there like that on borderline, whether or not she's out of control several times. That's the first time that the Bears have been able to draw the foul instead of committing the foul. She's quite a good player for the Buffaloes. But number 10 fouls number 10 inside to Alleman, and Hickey gets the block and gets the rebound. She goes quickly up ahead to Porter. Porter is going to have to pull it back out. Gets it to Wells. Wells going to drive the lane. Check it up, no good. She's fouled. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot 2. Right back to the Jacobs Mountain Air foul line.
That goes on Saxton. That'll be her first.
Still only 2 fouls on Mountain View in this quarter. And Mountain View will shoot foul shots the rest of the way, as they've been in the bonus for quite a while. Wells at the foul line, the Jacobs Mountain Air foul line. First one rattles home, extends the lead to 4. So since Bear Lake's 7-0 lead, it's 22-11. Mountain View doubling up the Bears. And Wells goes 2 for 2. And it's a 5-point lead. The biggest lead of the game for Bear Lake was 7. Biggest lead of the game for Mountain View now at 5. Bears haven't scored in quite a while. Alleman with it. She gives it to Wells. Wells goes to the hoop, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Alleman. She gets it to Skinner. Skinner up with it and good. There's a bucket. Alleman with a strong rebound. Skinner with the finish. And the lead back to just 3 at 23-20. Wells with it in the backcourt. And she gets it over to Walker. Saxton harassing her and back to Wells. Now over to Porter and to Wells. Wells is going to drive and have the ball knocked away, taken away, and Hallie Wells comes up with it. I think that was Alleman that knocked that away, gets the steal. Neal to Skinner. Skinner to tie it from 3, no good. Rebound. Alleman and Walker fighting for it. They're going to call it a travel on Walker. It'll be Bear Lake basketball.
Bamey in for Neal.
So Alleman, that's the 3rd time she's gotten physical and either taken the rebound right away or that time forced the turnover because of her strong play. Skinner brings it into Wells. Wells gets it in the corner to Skinner. Skinner will go to Wells in the key. Back up top to Saxton, now to Wells. Foul line extended. Wells over to Saxton. Saxton will launch the 3. Yes! There's another Phillips 66 USAVE 3-point shot. And the Bears on a 5-0 run. And just like that, we're tied at 23. Cross court nearly thrown away, but it goes to Walker. Now to Linford. Linford to Walker. Inside to Porter. Her shot is blocked. And Hickey saves it. Gets back to Allred. Her shot no good. And it's knocked away from Bamey out of bounds. It'll be Bear Lake basketball. And Hickey just barely gets up. She was down on the baseline for quite a while, but she's walking up the court now. Hopefully she's okay. Bears have scored 5 in a row, have the ball, and a chance to get the lead right back as we go to 1:10 left to play in this first half. And Alleman all the way to the lane. Get it! Go! Foul!
Great move by Alleman.
What a move. She went up with her left hand.
That foul goes on, who did they call that on? Walker, her first.
I was going to say, it just said 4 up there on the board, and they don't have a 4. And a 3-point play completed. So the Bears on an 8-0 run have a 3-point lead at 26-23. Linford with the ball in the backcourt. Should get it ahead to Allred. Bears extending the defense. And Saxton knocks it away, and she'll come up with it. Tries to go up to Bamey. Bamey stops, pops, no good. Wells for Bear Lake with the rebound to Saxton. Saxton shoots, no good. Skinner with the rebound, she shoots, no good. Alleman with the rebound to Saxton. Saxton shoots again. This time it's good. 10-0 run for the Bears. They're up by 5 with 37 seconds left. What a series. Saxton got the steal. She eventually got the bucket. Hickey with a strong screen. That was a good play.
Oh, and an offensive foul, I'll say. Knocked Alleman to the ground. That'll be Hickey's second.
So now fouls really starting to rack up. Yeah, Alleman hit the ground hard. She'll have to check out.
She hit her elbow. She's holding her elbow a little bit. Peyton Crockett coming in for her.
She's had a great quarter. Bears lead it by 5. Their big lead of the game was 7. Mountain View had a lead of 5, and Bears have a chance to extend their lead as they go into halftime, as they could work for the last shot if they choose to. Wells with it at the foul line. She's watching the cutters.
She better,
and she's going to
dribble.
Saxton, 3, no good. Bamey steals the rebound, gets it to Wells. Wells up, in, and she's fouled! Hallie Wells gets it to go. The Bears on a 12-0 run, and she'll go back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line.
And that foul goes on Hickey, her third.
That's 2 in the last minute on Hickey. And Wells has a chance to give the Bear Lake their biggest lead of the game. The Bears were down by 5 and have built the lead back to 7. She has a chance to make it 8 here at the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. And she does. 31-23, Bears big lead of the game after they were down by 5. Wells with it in the front court. And she'll get it over Allred. Allred out to Porter. Porter's going to shoot a long three. No good at the buzzer. The Bears will go into halftime with an 8-point lead. With 2 minutes left in the quarter, they were down by 5. What a finish for the Bear Lake Bears. As we head to halftime, Bears up 31-23 over Mountain View. And we're going to take a 2-minute break, catch our breath, because that was a quick first half without a lot of dead balls for us to take a break. So we'll pay some bills and come back with the halftime stats right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans. Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
You're watching Bears basketball with Jared and Lisa on the SVI Sports Network.
Bears lead it on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard at halftime as it was 31-23. That was a freaky game if I've ever seen one. Up and down, back and forth. The Bears jumped out to the 7-0 lead. Mountain View fought right back in it, piece by piece, bit by bit, and finally about midway through the second quarter, they took the lead for the first time at 16-15. We went back and forth for a bit, and then Mountain View pulled away to a 23-18 lead, and then boom, the Bears blew up in the last 2 minutes and about 54 seconds, I think, if I remember looking at the clock, when the lead went to a 5-point game for Mountain View. And the Bears score the last 13 points of the quarter. They mix in a couple 3-point plays the old-fashioned way, as well as a Phillips 66 U-Save 3-point make in that stretch, and score 13 unanswered to end the half, and the Bears lead it as we go into halftime, 31-23. Stat of the first half for me, I'll tell you before you even start going through them, is the number of fouls, and I'm sure you'll mention that as we go.
All right. Scoring for the Mountain View Buffaloes, Hickey is leading in the scores column with 9, 7 for Cavallo, 4 for Wells, and 3 for Porter. They are shooting 43% overall. They're 7 out of 14, so 50% from the 2-point range. 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, and 9 out of 13 at 69% for the free throws. They had 2 blocks, 7 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds for a total of 16. 3 steals, 9 fouls committed by the Buffalo in the first half. Hickey is the big one there. She has 3 fouls, and so only 2 more to give in the whole second half, and she's by far she's the one. She's the playmaker on the court for their team. So that's a big stat. Porter and Cavallo both with 2 fouls.
And Porter got hers really early in the first quarter, and then was able to avoid any of the rest of the half.
Yeah. All right, for Bear Lake, Skinner with 7, Wells actually leading with 8 points. Then Skinner was 7, 5 for Saxton, 5 for Alleman, 3 for Walker, 2 for Bamey, 2 for Crockett, 1 for Neal. And they're shooting 36% overall. They're 8 out of 20, so 40% from the 2-point line. 3 for 10, 30% from the 3-point range, and 8 out of 10, 80% from the free throw line. Bears have 8 rebounds, offensive rebounds, 3 defensive, so 11 total. 6 steals, 3 deflections, 10 fouls in the first half, and only 1 turnover.
And big stat for me there is foul trouble for Bear Lake as well.
Yeah, Crockett with 3, Walker with 3, Alleman with 2, and then Saxton and Neal each have 1.
And one of the biggest plays was Alleman drawing that foul on Hickey towards the end of the quarter, because if that goes the other way, and I do honestly believe, even without my blue goggles, it was the right call to call the offensive foul. But if that goes the other way, that sends Alleman into halftime with 3, and 3 of Bear Lake's bigs would have all had 3 fouls.
Yes.
And to say something I've said many times on this network, Grandma Alleman, she's okay.
Yeah, she did hit the court and kind of banged her elbow hard, but she's good to go. So.
Yeah, she came out of the game right there after she went down, but she was just pointing at her elbow and saying, and I think it was like a funny bone. She acted like she was going to be okay as she went into the halftime locker room. So I think we're good there. I always like to give a shout out, and I know if it was my kid on the court, I'd want to know they're okay, and she's tough.
Yeah.
I love watching Desiree play. Her toughness was a big part of the Bears' comeback and taking the lead. She had 3 possessions, not counting that one where she forced that offensive foul, which was the 3rd foul on Hickey. She had 3 possessions where the Buffalo came down with the rebound, and she took the ball away, and all 3 of them led to points. She had one that she laid up herself directly, one she passed to Skinner for an easy bucket, and then one that the Bears had to set up the offense because she just forced the turnover. But in all 3 occasions in the end of that half, in that second quarter, it was Alleman's hustle play and toughness that made the difference. I've been impressed all around, though. This has been a great, balanced game. Skinner seems it's been quiet for her, but she's got 7 points in a quiet game.
Yeah.
Just a great effort all around for the Bear Lake Bears at halftime. They lead it by a score of 31-23 on your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And 3 out of 10, not bad from 3-point range, is better than the 0 for the game for the Buffalo. The Bears, I think, have made a conscious effort, though, to stop the 3-point shot, is because it appears that they're extending their defense out a little bit further than normal, and hasn't allowed too many looks from long range for the Buffalo. So let's take a break. We'll come back with the second half right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Your leader for live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports. This is the SVI Sports Network.
31-23. Here's the break for the second half on Bear Lake Hospital. Bear Lake Hospital. Count on them to care. And in that first half, the Bears cared about giving their team the lead, and lots of hustle plays, lots of effort all around. Great team effort in the first half. They were up 7, down 5, and ended the half up 8. So streaky first half. 13-point unanswered to end the first half for the Bears, and they will start the second half on defense. They'll start it with Bamey, Neal, Crockett, Wells, and Walker. As Lisa mentioned at halftime, Crockett and Walker both out there with 3 fouls for the Bears. For Mountain View, it's Wells, Allred, Porter, Walker, and Cavolo. So they start with Hickey on the bench, and she was their leading scorer, but she does have 3 fouls as she picked up 2 right towards the end of the half. So she'll start the second half on the bench. Allred with it. She's going to drive. Oh, wow.
That was a quick
foul. And
that goes on Walker. That's her 4th.
That was a quick one. So quickly off the bench, Skinner, number 1, replaces Walker, number 11. Walker will inbound for Mountain View, up top to Porter. She's open. She missed just beyond the foul line, but the rebound in the corner goes to Allred. She's going to drive baseline, get it back out to Walker. And up top to Wells. I know, it's confusing with the Walker and the Wells out there for both teams. Wells, Mountain View Wells with the ball. Now to Allred, to Cavolo, inside to Porter. Ball's knocked away, but Porter's going to come down with it. She goes back inside, tries to get to Cavolo, a little bit too high for out of bounds. Bear Lake basketball. So a 36-second possession to start the second half for the Buffaloes, but they come up empty, and the Bears will have the ball and a chance to extend that 13-0 run that they had to end the half. Skinner goes to Crockett. Crockett dribble handoff to Bamey around the screen. Back to Crockett on the pick and roll. Crockett down the lane, up and in. Absorbed the contact. Nice soft shot. She's got 4?
Yes.
And now Wells cut off by Neal. She'll go to Allred. Inside to Porter. Porter goes to Cavolo. Cavolo up too hard off the backboard. Wells for Bear Lake with the rebound, but Cavolo takes it away. Then Wells blocks the shot, but I think they're going to call Bamey from the backside on the foul. We'll see which one that goes on.
Yep, that'll be her first.
And it's too bad. Bamey was just trying to get that ball away, but if she doesn't, Wells had the block and the rebound, but Cavolo will go back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Leaves that one off to the left, and the Bears' lead is 10 on a 15-0 run as Cavolo has a chance to end that and gets that one to go. So she goes 1 out of 2 on that trip, and it's 33-24 on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Bamey brings the ball into the front court quickly to Skinner. Skinner will come back up top to Crockett, over in the corner to Bamey. Bamey around the screen, up top to Skinner. Skinner drives, has the ball knocked away. She tips it to herself, now to Wells in the corner. Wells out to Neal at the top of the key. Neal with the right-hand dribble. She'll go to Wells. Wells lobs inside to Crockett, back outside to Skinner. 3-ball, yes! What a pass by Crockett to find Skinner, who nails the Phillips 66 U-Save 3-point shot. That puts Skinner in double figures with 10. Down the lane, nice move by Walker. Gets the foul. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot. Bears lead is currently game-high 12 at 36-24.
That one goes on Wells of Bear Lake, her first.
3 team fouls already in the second half with under 2 minutes gone. And I will say the Mountain View Buffaloes are very aggressive at going to the rim. They don't settle for the outside looks. They push it inside, and that's one reason they're drawing the fouls. As Walker misses the first, she'll have one more. 36-24. So going back, it's an 18-1 run going back to the first half. Make it 18-2 as she goes 1 out of 2 from the foul line. In the second half, the Bears are up 5-2. Bamey to Skinner, who just made a 3 a minute ago. This time, she'll come back up top to Wells. Wells straight away from 3. She'll hand the ball to Bamey around the screen. Bamey back to Wells. Wells drives, puts it up off the backboard and in. What a move! Holly Wells gets it to go. The Bears scoring at will right now. 38-25, 13-point lead. And Wells being defended by Bamey. She'll get it to Walker. Walker drives across the top out to Allred. Allred looking inside. Nothing there. She drives up over Crockett, no good, into the hands of Wells. Hallie Wells will get it to Neal, and the Bears bring it into the front court with a 13-point lead here early in this third quarter. Now to Crockett. Crockett looking for cutters. She goes out to Neal. Neal, baseline jumper, leaves it short. Cavolo with the rebound. And Wells brings the ball into the front court. And now it's knocked away by Bamey, but she can't save it. It's out of bounds. Great move there by Bamey to knock the ball away. Couldn't save the rebound.
All right, Hickey has come back to the court, replacing Walker.
So 3 fouls on her. See if she can stay out of foul trouble for Mountain View. She'll trigger from the sideline. She gets it into Porter. Porter back to Hickey. Hickey launches the 3. No good. A rebound. Cavolo took it away from Skinner. She drives baseline. Can't get it to go, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot a pair. And that was one where the Bears didn't know it, but they had an extra defender known as the Hoop because she was too far underneath.
Wells picks up her second.
2 quick ones on Wells here in about 3 minutes of play here in the third quarter. Cavolo back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Off the back of the rim. No good. She's hot and cold. When she's making, she's making. She made 4 in a row in the first half. But now she's 1 out of 3 here in the second half. 2 out of 4. All 3 points for Mountain View in this second half have come from the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Jacobson Mountain Air for all your heating and air conditioning needs. Bear Lake has heated up from the field in this second half, where Mountain View has cooled off. And, oh, wow, Crockett, she made that one look easy. That was just smooth. Peyton Crockett with another bucket. Bears up by 14 at 40-26. 9-3 here in the second half. Inside to Cavolo. She can't handle it. Oh, it went off of Wells.
Wells didn't contest that, so I'm thinking it did.
She had her hands in the air, but I think it went off her hip.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Hip chucked it. So Porter will inbound baseline. She's going to lob up top. Bamey will take it away. And then they call her for a travel as she came down with it. Coach Wells doesn't like it because Bamey had a fast break opportunity there. Hickey will inbound on the sideline for Mountain View. She'll get it into Cavolo. Cavolo to Wells. It goes through her hands, but she'll run it down. Bamey takes it away, though. This time she doesn't get called for the travel, and she goes all the way the other way. It's a block by Hickey. It'll be Bear Lake basketball. Bamey got it up over Wells, but Hickey was there to help her teammate out.
All right, coming into the game for Mountain View is Michaela Lynn, replacing Wells.
Skinner chucks it into Neal, and the Bears set the offense as we go to 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Wells with it. She looks to Neal, backdoor. Hickey knocks it away, takes it away. Nice hands there by Hickey to stop the backdoor cut. She gets it ahead to Cavolo. Cavolo can't handle the pass. Be Bear Lake basketball. So just like that, a quick turnover right back to Bear Lake.
All right, Saxton and Alleman back into the game for the Bears. To the bench, Bamey, and I didn't see who else went.
Peyton Crockett went with her.
Thank you.
So Neal will bring the ball into the front court. Bears playing shorthanded today without Shaw, if you're just joining us. And still leading 40-26. Alleman with it on the sideline. She'll go in the corner to Skinner. Skinner releases the 3. Oh, in and out. Cavolo with the rebound. Nice shot there by Skinner. I thought that one was in. She's had a good game shooting the ball. Lynn with the ball at half court. Saxton there harassing her. Great defense by Saxton. Finally the lob inside to Cavolo. She comes down with it, but the backboard blocks her, and Alleman comes down with the rebound. So they got the ball inside to Cavolo, which is what they were looking for, but the backboard plays defense. And it's been a long, long time since Mountain View has actually made a shot as well. Nope. High off the backboard, no good. Rebound goes to Lynn. With 3 minutes left in the first half, as Wells blocks the Hickey shot at the other end, and Neal comes down with the rebound. With 3 minutes left in the first half, Mountain View took the lead at 23-18. They have not made a shot since. 3 points from the foul line is all they've had in the last 3 minutes of the first half and the first almost 6 minutes now of the second half. As Wells down the lane, up and no good, but she'll go to the line. She'll shoot 2.
That one goes on Cavolo, her third.
So Cavola with 3, Hickey with 3, Walker on the bench for Bear Lake with 4, Crockett on the bench with Bear Lake with 3. Lots of foul trouble on key players for both teams, as Holly Wells back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line to shoot 2. First one rattles home, 41-26. Bear Lake lead is up to 15.
Walker in for Cavolo for Mountain View.
Cavolo's a big presence inside for them. She's a great rebounder, and she's drawn a lot of fouls.
She's been favoring her left knee a little bit for the last minute or so of play.
Nothing but the bottom of the net from the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line for the second one. 42-26. Bears pulling away, up by 16 with 2.5 left. Lynn is going to get it to Walker. Walker to Hickey. Hickey long 3. Yes. And that is the first made bucket in a full quarter dating back to the first half of play for the Buffaloes, and it only cuts the lead to 13. Buffaloes were up by 5 when they went on that cold streak, and by the time they make the next one, they were already down by 16. And right back to the foul line will go Holly Wells.
That one goes on, was that Porter? Porter's third.
And she's played a long time with those 2 fouls because she got her first 2 in the first quarter. Wells back to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Jacobson Mountain Air for all your heating and air conditioning needs, and she burns the bottom of the net with that shot. 43 now to 29. Holly Wells going to try to change those numbers on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and she misses the second one, but Cortland Skinner gets the rebound. And now to Neal. Neal for 3, no good. Cortland Skinner saves the rebound. It comes into Saxton. So Skinner with 2 offensive rebounds on this possession. And it has been a while since the Bears have made a Phillips 66 USA 3-point shot. As the lob goes into Wells, she's quadruple teamed, and they call 3 seconds. As Buffaloes collapsed on Wells in the paint, she couldn't get the pass out. She couldn't get a shot up as she was a little bit too far underneath, and it forces the turnover.
Neal and Wells come out of the game. Crockett and Bamey back in.
Hickey up ahead to Walker. And now back up top to Hickey. She made the 3 a minute ago. To Lynn, to Walker. Walker down the lane, and she's fouled. Crockett now has 4, I believe.
She says, my hands were straight in the air, and I didn't move.
The referee doesn't see it that way.
Oh, that's her 4th. She's still standing there with the look like, huh?
And
I promise I didn't touch her, coach.
And Walker to the foul line for the Buffaloes. She misses the first a little bit. She shoots a frozen or open. That one goes off the back of the rim and out.
Wells has to come back in for Crockett.
And Wells comes in for Lynn. So both Wells off the bench. One for each team.
That is just bizarre.
And they are very different young ladies, by the way. Walker is the point guard, Wells is the point guard for the Buffaloes. And
ooh, that was almost a lane violation.
And that's what Holly Wells was trying to say, too.
Yeah, she was over the line.
But the foul shot's good. And 43-14, Bears up by 13. 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Brooke Bamey with it. And Bamey kicks in the corner to Skinner. Skinner for 3, no good. Rebound in the hands of Porter. So Skinner's had 2 good looks from over there, and they've coulda, shoulda, both of them. And that one's just a tiny bit short as Hickey with the ball. Now to Porter. Porter will shoot the 3. Porter will miss the 3. Holly Wells with the rebound. She goes up ahead to Brooke Bamey. Bears run.
Oh, my goodness. They called her for a travel. I didn't see that, but.
And Coach Wells looked at her that time and said, yeah, I think you took a step before you put the ball down on the court.
All right. Coming in the game is 21. I don't even have her on the roster.
It's Hickey.
Hickey?
Another one.
Oh.
She's further down on the lock roster. This one's Lily Hickey. She replaced Addison Hickey. I'm going to say they're potentially sisters. And Walker has it down low. She'll come back up top. Porter, foul line, jumper, no. Rebound. Skinner gets it to Bamey. Quickly up ahead to Wells. And Wells too far underneath by the time she controlled it. And Allred gets the rebound. Bears wanted the double dribble. And now Porter finally gets into the front court, and she'll go to Walker. Walker's going to drive, and a foul.
My goodness.
Jacobson Mountain Air, you chose the right thing to sponsor.
Bamey gets called for her second.
As this will send Walker for Allie Walker.
5-2, the foul count difference.
To the foul line, Jacobson Mountain Air, for all your heating and air conditioning needs. And the foul shooting has kept, as she makes the first one, has kept Mountain View reasonably in this game. They're still down by 12 as we're getting ready to go to the fourth quarter with only 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Without foul shooting, it would be a lot worse than that. She misses the second, but the rebound goes to Hickey, and then she'll go back to the foul line. As they say, Wells got her on the putback. And this one, it will be Lily Hickey?
Yep.
Wow.
Wells with 3 fouls.
And she leaves it short. 43-31. If the foul shooting was better for Mountain View, this would be a tie ball game.
At least.
They have shot way more foul shots than Bear Lake, as Hickey will take her second. And she misses this one. Rebound goes to Porter. But Hallie Wells knocks it away, takes it away. And she goes quickly up ahead to Skinner. Skinner back to Wells.
Beautiful.
Up and in. What a play. Skinner to keep her balance and get the pass back to Wells. Wells to finish it strong at the hoop. And the Bears back up by 14, 45-31 with 4 seconds left. Porter at the foul line. She's going to drive, shoot, miss it, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Bears will lead it by 14. They led by 8 after 3. They lead by 14 after led by 8 after 2, 14 after 3. We'll be back with the fourth on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier. Online at bearlakedental.com or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
The SVI Sports Network returns now with more live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports.
Bears start the fourth quarter with the basketball and the lead on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As Brooke Bamey launches a 3, no good. And the rebound goes to Hickey. And that's Addison Hickey, number 10, back in there. Quickly down court to Cavolo. Cavolo up and in. So Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard shows the Bears up by 12 here early in the fourth. Bamey with the ball to Neal. Neal gets cut off. She'll get double teamed now. And she's going to, Bear Lake's going to call a quick 30-second timeout to save the turnover. She got double teamed, and the height advantage was definitely to Mountain View. We'll keep it right here as we just took a timeout. It's a 30, and both teams out there with their starters. So it's Wells, Hickey, Cavolo, Porter, and Allred for the Mountain View Buffaloes. It is Bamey out there with Neal, Wells, Walker, and Crockett for the Bear Lake Bears. And very balanced scoring. The Bears have, I'm looking at the wrong team, that's why. Skinner has 10. Crockett has 6.
Wells with 15.
So those are your leading scores for Bear Lake. And meanwhile, Hickey leading the way with 12 for the Buffaloes, and Cavolo with 11. So Bear Lake basketball, they have the ball baseline with 7:24 left to go in the game and up by 12 points. And Walker gets it into Crockett. Crockett back to Walker. Walker drives baseline, tries to lob it into Wells, but it's knocked away and taken away on the baseline by the Buffalo. So the Buffalo scored the first 2 points of the half and created the turnover. Oh, Bears almost stole it back. Now Wells with the straightaway three, no good. Cavolo with the rebound. Her putback, though, is blocked. And Hallie Wells comes away with the rebound for Bear Lake. So good play there for the Bears to get the block. Walker into the front court for Bear Lake. Back out there with her 4 fouls. Bamey will hand it to Walker. Walker hands it to Wells. Wells hands it to Neal. Neal with the quick release shot. And, up and no good. Took a couple of bounces off the rim and stays out. Hickey quickly into the front court with it. Over to Wells. Back out to Hickey. And to Allred. To Hickey. She lobs inside to Cavolo. Cavolo knocks it out of bounds, but say last touch by Emery Walker. And both those girls are playing in foul trouble, and both those girls could have been called for one right there. I was
going to say, I think Walker was assisted out of bounds.
But at the same time, she was pushing. She was pushing to even get in position, so you could have called one either way there. As the Bears come up with the turnover, Walker has it. She'll get it out to Bamey. Bears will quickly move the ball into the front court with the 12-point lead and the basketball with 6:10 left to go in the game. Bamey to Crockett, out in three-point range. Dribble handoff to Neal. Neal dribble handoff to Walker. Back to Crockett. Allred goes down. Three-point shot on the way by Walker. Phillips 66 U save, three-point make, but I think they only gave her 2. I wanted to say that was a 3, and I gave Phillips 66 U save credit for it, but I think then they waved it off and said 2. Allred, I think, got moused on that last play. Is Hickey for a deep 3. No good. Rebound. Taken out of there by Bamey. Bamey and Neal have numbers. Bamey against Hickey. Clean block, they say. But it will be Bear Lake basketball.
All right, Saxton, Alleman, and Skinner in for Walker, Bamey, and who else came out?
Crockett.
Thank you.
Allred comes out, and she kind of went down on that last play, last defensive possession, and she comes out of the game. She is up and running, but and in for her.
Walker.
So both, only one Walker out there. That's good.
Mm-hmm. For Mountain View, though.
Both Wellses are out there, one for each team, but only one Walker is. Hallie Wells goes inside, doesn't get it to go, but the rebound and put back by Alleman. It doesn't go, but she's fouled. She'll go to the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line.
That one goes on Porter. That's her 4th.
She got 2 early in the first quarter, then stayed foul free till right there at the end of the third quarter. Now she's picked up 2 to go to 4. Desiree Allman from the Jacobson Mountain Air foul line. Jacobson Mountain Air for all your heating and air conditioning needs. And that's another make for Desiree. She's had herself a game.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very impressed with her effort today. And she goes 2 for 2. That gives her 7. And that gives the Bears a 16-point lead at 49-33. And ball's knocked away by Alleman.
Oh, yeah.
Skinner picks it up, so it'll be Bear Lake basketball. Skinner in the backcourt, and she's going to throw it out of bounds off of Walker. It'll be Bear Lake basketball. But a timeout was taken first by the Bears. We'll take it with them. It's a full on the 30, on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And by KVSI The Wave, the Bear Lake Valley's hit music station on 105.3 FM.
You're watching Bears basketball with Jared and Lisa on the SVI Sports Network.
Bears lead it on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard by a score of 49-33 with 5 minutes left in this one. And Bears defense, at one point it was 23-18 Mountain View, and the Bears have outscored them since 31-10. And a bunch of those 10 points have actually come from the foul line. And Skinner goes all the way, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped way out, still on the floor, taken down finally by Walker for the Buffaloes. And now Hickey with it. She's going to drive, hook it up and in. What a acrobatic shot by Hickey. And a timeout taken quickly by Mountain View. And let's see if she wants a full or a 30. It's a 30. We just took one, so we'll keep it right here. As Bear Lake leads it on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, 49-35. Hickey's had herself a game, 14 points.
Yes.
For Mountain View. And that one was an acrobatic shot. She kind of was off balance, hooked it up with the right hand off the backboard. She had one similar like that in the first half with the left hand, so she can finish with either hand. And she's kept them in the game, 49-35. Bears lead it. Bears are playing shorthanded today, if you haven't been with us. Sadie Shaw in a walking boot right now. Bad sprain on her ankle. She should be back around the first of the year. So Bears playing well without her. Shaw, a key part of this team, though, and I'm sure they'll be excited to get her back. And she's being replaced today by Brooke Bamey. And Bear Lake with the basketball and the 49-35 lead. Bamey to Wells. Now knocked away by Allred, but she can't save it on the far side as the Bears tried to get it to Crockett. So lots of pressure right now by the Buffaloes. This is where you miss your senior point guard if you're Bear Lake. Walker will get it into Wells. Wells will slow it up, get double teamed. She spins away, throws it away, and Cavolo is going to come up with it quickly to Hickey. Hickey up and in.
I honestly don't know how there wasn't a foul called back there on against Wells.
Wells gets it ahead to Crockett, and there is a foul this time. Yeah. This one goes on Buffaloes.
That's going to go on Walker, her second.
And this quarter, after all the fouls early in the game, this quarter, that's only their second team foul. Bears haven't committed one yet, and we're almost halfway through the quarter. And there has been a lot of foul shots in this game. Bears basketball in the backcourt. Bamey with it. And she'll get it into the front court, avoid the double team, avoid the triple team. Now gets it to Crockett on the baseline. Crockett brings it out to Saxton. The Bears will set the offense. Now to Wells. Bears can take their time. They have the lead. They have the double-digit. They have the ball, the double-digit lead, but Hickey takes it away.
She just carried that ball like a football.
She got the layup at the other end. Yeah, it took a couple steps there, and as picky as they've been on traveling calls early, no call there. Timeout, it's a full. We'll take it on the SVI Sports Network.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
On the SVI Sports Network, this is Bears basketball with Jared and Lisa.
And we are live from Green River, Wyoming, where the Bears are taking on Mountain View Buffaloes. Bears lead at 49-39 with 33:49 left, but the last 6 points have been scored by Mountain View to fight their way back in the game as they've increased the pressure. Bamey dribbles through the pressure. She's dribbled past 4 Buffaloes. Quickly,
beautiful
Skinner
find.
to Crockett. Great find by Bamey to get it to Skinner. Skinner got it to Crockett. Crockett for the easy bucket. And the Bears push the lead back to 12. And then ball goes inside, knocked away by Skinner. Good defense there by Skinner and Crockett to knock that one away from Cavolo. With only 10 seconds went off the clock there for the Bears to push the lead back to 12. Cavolo out to Allred. In the corner to Hickey. Bears saw that play coming. Now Allred will release the 3. No good. Rebound, though, hard off the backboard into the hands of Walker for the Buffaloes. Now to Wells. Wells is going to drive, throw it up. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
They call that on Skinner, her first.
First team foul of the quarter, but Wells for the Buffalo back to the Jacobson Mountaineer foul line. with 3:14 left in the game. She misses that one off right. So Bears up by 12. Can they hold on as the Buffalo have come alive in this fourth quarter and started scoring a lot more? She misses them both, and Skinner runs down the rebound. And quickly, Bamey. Now Bamey will slow it up. Back to Skinner on the elbow. Up top to Hallie Wells. Wells over to Bamey. Bamey drives, thinks about the shot, instead to Skinner, now to Neal. Neal back up top to Bamey. Bears going to make them extend pressure and only take it if it's easy right now. No shot clock over here. Skinner with it. She'll go to Crockett, way up top. Crockett, dribble handoff to Bamey.
Oh, wow.
And Crockett and Walker get tied up. And they're going to say it was a foul on Crockett.
Wow. Crockett then fouling out of the game.
She was setting a screen, and her Walker got tied up. They'll both go out of the game as Walker.
Walker's hurt. She's feeling that.
Yeah, they got tangled up, and
okay.
She hit the ground hard. I think it was more of like a legs tangling up than knocked over. Allred with it up top. And now Porter. Bears extending their defense. Porter goes back to Allred. Allred dribbles into a three, misses it, rebound, foul on Wells. Cavallo got the rebound. Wells commits foul for Bear Lake.
That'll be her fourth.
Non-shooting foul, as it was on the rebound. So 2:21 left. Hickey, wow, NBA three. No. She was way out there. Rebound to Bamey. Bamey they finally call the foul.
That goes on Cavallo, her fourth.
So lots of foul trouble. If the Buffaloes are going to keep pressuring and keep fouling, this could get interesting to see who's out there eventually. As the ball comes into Neal, back to Wells, back to Neal. She gets it in the front court, and to Bamey, the Bears will set the offense as we go to 2 minutes left in this game. Skinner with it. Skinner to Wells. Wells up and no good. Rebound to Porter, just a little bit too hard off the backboard. I think she expected a little bit of contact there. It didn't come. 1:50 left in the game. The Bears up by a dozen. Hickey forced it up and in. Skinner went to the floor. No call either way. It's a 10-point game and a timeout. We'll take it on the SVI Sports Network.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get the house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Live coverage of local high school sports continues now on the SVI Sports Network.
51-41, your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard shows Bears up by 10 with 1:44 left in this game. Mountain View refusing to go away. Bears were up by 16, now only up by 10. And we'll see. Could be a lot of trips to the foul line here late in the game. Wells to Neal. And back to, taken away by Walker. She goes to Wells. Wells blocks it, but she fouls. So Wells fouls Wells. Wells will go to the foul line for Mountain View.
And that's Wells, Hallie Wells' fifth. So they're going to have to bring Emery Walker back into the game with her 4 fouls.
And that will send Allie Wells to the line. Abby Wells to the line, the sophomore guard for the Buffaloes, for the chance to cut it to less than 10, to get within 10 for the first time since early in the third quarter. Her foul shot is good. She'll have one more. 51-42, 1:35 left. And the Bears have struggled a little bit with this pressure here late in the game. And she misses the second. And rebound goes out of bounds off of Wells for Mountain View. It'll be Bear Lake basketball. So the Bears avoid allowing the offensive rebound. Neal is going to get it to Bamey. Bamey dribbles through pressure into the front court. She'll give it to Alleman, back to Bamey. Bamey will pull it out, try to take some time off the clock, and force the Buffaloes to either extend their defense or commit a foul here. Skinner with it. She'll go to Walker. Walker gets it to Bamey. Bamey is going to get it to Walker. Walker in the corner to Neal. Neal will bring it back out. She was wide open from three, but doesn't take it. And now Hickey will be forced to foul.
Hickey will pick up her fourth. That was great ball control by the Bears.
They took almost a minute off the clock there. And were able to force Mountain View into committing the foul because they couldn't force the turnover. Emery Walker gets it into Skinner. And now Hickey knocks away, but out of bounds. 5 seconds did come off the clock. 54 seconds left now. Bears up by 9. Bears have the basketball. Walker on the sideline. Walker looking to get it in. She does get it into Alleman. Alleman gets it to Neal. Neal to Bamey. And Bamey was being defended by Hickey, who knew she couldn't foul her because it would have been her fifth. Now they've got a foul. And Bears almost throw it away. Alleman with it. Now Skinner has it knocked away. They get the ball. Hickey has it in the front court. Bamey just takes it away. Knocks it out of bounds. It will be Mountain View ball, but Bamey just swept in there, took the ball away. She couldn't control it before it went out of bounds, but great play there by Bamey because Hickey thought she had an easy basket. Bears with a 9-point lead, 25 seconds left. I think the Buffalo comeback is going to be a little bit too late. Wells with it. Now to Walker. Going to lob it inside to Cavolo, out of bounds. Turnover, Bear Lake basketball. So with 18 seconds left, Bears with the 9-point lead and the ball. Walker gets it into Neal. Neal gets it back to Walker. And Walker throws it away. Neal went one way, ball went the other, but with only 11.9 seconds left, I don't think there's much that Mountain View is going to be able to do, but they're going to call timeout and talk about it anyway. Let's just do a quick post-game wrap-up, give you the stats now, because we're going to get off the air as quick as we can. It's following the end of this game, so we can get over to the boys. So, Lisa, who's done the scoring for Mountain View?
20 points for Hickey, 11 for Cavolo, 5 for Wells, 3 for Walker, and 3 for Porter. They shot 35% so far overall, 44% from the 2-point, 1 out of 10, only 10% from the 3-point range, 15 out of 29, 51% from the foul line. And for Bear Lake, 15 points for Wells, 10 for Skinner, 7 for Alleman. We've got 8 for Crockett, 5 for Saxton, 5 for Walker, 1 for Neal, and 2 for Bamey. Shooting 37% overall, 14 out of 33, 42% from the 2-point line, 4 out of 15, 26% from the 3-point, and 13 out of 16 foul shots at 81% from the free throw line.
So there's the stat of the game. There's the difference in the game. Bears lead it by 9. Mountain View has outscored Bear Lake from the foul line by 2, but they've outshot them by 13. Mm-hmm. They've taken 13 more shots, but only scored 2 more points. And an offensive foul on the inbound. They're going to call that on Wells for Mountain View.
That'll be her very first one of the whole game. She's the only one that doesn't have it. Didn't have it.
I think I've got a couple fouls.
I know I do.
Neal with it. She's going to get it to Bamey. Bears don't have to even get into the front court, but they're going to be fouled. They go to the line to end the game. Bears are going to win it. Brooke Bamey will be the foul shooter.
That was Porter on Porter, and that's her 5th.
So she got 2 of the first fouls of the game for Mountain View, and then she's going to foul out with 1.8 seconds left. Allred will check in for her. So Bamey will shoot, 1.8 seconds left. And Mountain View didn't have anybody there another rebound. Bears are clearing the lane because they don't accidentally commit a foul because they know they can't lose. There's no such thing as a 9-point shot even if Bamey misses them both. But Bamey has a chance for 2. She's had a good game in relief, getting her second varsity start because I'm sure she started yesterday. She makes the first, puts it back to a double-digit lead at 52-42. And she'll have one more. The Bears are going to start this tournament with 2 wins as she makes them both. And then they'll take on St. Stephen's, I believe it is, tomorrow. So Mountain View will inbound. That's going to end the game. And the Bears are going to win it by a final score of 53-42. We're going to sign off real quick. We'll be back on the air as quick as we can from Rock Springs, Wyoming, as the boys are taking on St. Stephen's. That game kicks off in about 25 minutes. We'll be back with you in about 35 to 40 minutes, hopefully, on the SVI Sports Network.